More than 60% of Norway, which is one of the Scandinavian countries located in northern Europe, is totally uninhabitable for human settlement, leaving only the coastal and some southern parts of the country ideal for any urban development and human settlement. If we take a look at the population density map of Norway, it's evident that most of the people and urban development is concentrated in the Viken and Vestland counties of southern Norway. Despite the fact Norway is one of the highly developed mixed economies with a staggering GDP of over $579 billion and a population of over 5.4 million as of 2022. Furthermore, the country has a very high standard of living compared to other European countries and a strongly integrated welfare system. So how does a country situated so much up north with bone-freezing temperatures and extremely difficult terrain manages to be one of the strongest economies in Europe? You see, Norway's geography and its proximity to the North, Norwegian and the Barents Sea plays a significant role in shaping its robust economy. Even though Norway is situated in one of the most challenging and rugged terrains of northern Europe, where most of the country is dominated by Scandinavian mountains, fjords, and numerous inland hills and valleys, the country has an enormously long coastline measuring an astonishing 36,197 miles in length, which means Norway's coastline is the longest in the entirety of Europe. And such a long coastline gives Norway access to resources available in all the three seas up to a distance of 200 nautical miles under the Convention of the Law of the Sea. This coastline gives Norway a total exclusive economic zone of over 920,000 square miles, which is one of the largest in Europe and the 17th largest in the world. And these waters, which legally belong to Norway, has abundance of natural resources, especially natural gas and oil buried beneath the sea floors. As of year 2020, the country reported 7.9 billion barrels of proven oil reserves and 169 trillion cubic feet of gas reserves as of 2021, making Norway the 13th largest oil producer and the 17th largest gas producer in the world. Every year, oil and gas production accounts for 40% of Norway's total exports and making up 20% of the country's GDP. And when it comes to the rugged terrain of Norway that runs across the length of the country, albeit uninhabitable, supports essential mining industry in the country. Nevertheless, the mining industry in Norway is relatively small. It generates significant revenue and jobs for its people. In 2021, the mining industry generated over $1.9 billion in revenue and supported over 12,000 jobs. The Scandinavian mountains, especially in the northern part of the country, has abundant iron ore, making Norway a major producer of iron ore in Europe, producing over 1.8 million tons as of 2021 estimates. It also produces other important metals like copper, zinc, lead, fluorite, and cobalt, which is a critical mineral used in electric vehicles and other technologies. However, Norway's strong economic makeup begs for a very fundamental question. Could Norway's heavy reliance on natural resources become a possible reason for its economy to take a dip in the future, and would it negatively affect its population? You see, there are major geographical challenges in Norway that forces the country to look somewhere else to support its economy. And one such industry that is negatively affected by the harsh condition is agriculture. According to the Norwegian Environment Agency, about 32% of Norway is above the tree line. In simple words, a tree line is an altitude above which no trees or vegetation can survive because of the extreme cold and harsh conditions, which further shrinks the land availability in the country. Only about 2.8% of Norway's land area is used for agriculture, given the mountainous terrain and cold climate, and the sector only accounts for 2% of Norway's GDP. Moreover, the topographic makeup of the Scandinavian mountains block the passage of clouds, which leads to lower rainfall and snowfall in the areas behind the mountains, essentially creating a rain shadow. Furthermore, transportation is a big challenge in the country. Because of the difficult terrain, building and maintaining new transportation infrastructure like bridges and tunnels is extremely difficult and expensive. and this cost is further moved down to transportation services, making goods and services expensive in the country. And because of limited usable land with such limiting factors, Norway has to mostly rely on gas and oil found in its seas. However, oil and gas industry is very volatile to global demand and price fluctuations, so even a small percentage change in the global numbers can severely affect its economy. One study conducted by the Norwegian Business School found that a sharp decline in oil and gas prices could lead to a recession in Norway, with GDP falling by up to 5% and could lead to a job loss of over 100,000. But the good news is that the Norwegian government is aware of the risk associated with its high dependence on oil and gas, and it has taken steps to diversify the economy and reduce its reliance on oil and gas. The country is also a major producer of hydroelectric power, and it is investing in other renewable energy sources such as wind and solar power to reduce its oil-based reliance. Norway is a beautiful Scandinavian country with a strong economy, and its sheer beauty attracts a lot of people every single year. However, diversification is the essential key for its economic, social, and demographic sustenance. This is Stories Across, and thank you for watching.